104.5 The Team, your home for New York sports. Right now, a former United States Army Green Beret, though I would hazard a guess once, always for Green Beret. 6 years, multiple tours in the Army, both Iraq, Afghanistan. Walk-on college football player for University of Texas, and now, dare I say, movie star Nate Boyer. Nate, is this right? You never played organized football. You walk on to Texas and you make the team. Is that true?
That is true. Never did it. I always wanted to. It was a big regret after growing up and not playing. I played every other sport, but never did. So when I came out of the Army, and I transitioned into the National Guard at that time, and I went back to school at the University of Texas, and I just figured, why not try out? Why not? What the worst that can happen is they cut me.
So what was your reaction to your teammates? Because you're a lot older than the guys in your team. What did they see when they saw a guy like you show up trying to be on the team?
Not much at first. I don't know if they knew. I was 29, but I was clean shaven, so I looked young. I don't think guys mature that much past 19 anyway, in a lot of ways. So, I was in the same place, and I was on their side of the house when I joined the military. When I went into the Special Forces, I was one of the younger guys, so I know what that feels like. And it was you just got to move past some stuff, and you understand. Some of these kids are kids, and, that's to see them grow, to see them come in at 18, 19 and then leave at, 21, 22 and sort of be completely different men. That was pretty cool to kind of watch that growth.
Nate Boyer on the phone with us right now. And Nate, you go from, being, serving this country, which we appreciate that. And we thank you for that, to walking on to Texas, to making it, with the Seattle Seahawks. What take us through getting the call? Like, what was it like when Seattle gave you the call to come on board?
Yeah, when I was at Texas, I was just trying to find a way on the field. So I started long snapping and ended up having a knack for it. And I started for 3 years there, and then played in a senior All-Star game. And then the draft rolls around, and I get a call from Coach Carroll and John Schneider out in Seattle. And they were coming off back-to-back Super Bowl appearances, and it was perfect. I mean, it was an incredible challenge, but I was very fortunate to get the opportunity, and I had a great time up there through OTAs and training camp, and into the preseason, and got to play. And I'll never forget it, man. I was a 34-year-old rookie. I was the oldest rookie in NFL in the modern era, I guess, in NFL history, and I was the oldest player on the team. So just to once again, just to have that experience was, man, I cherish it forever, and it's opened a lot of doors.
So what do they call you? Nate, Boyer, Rookie, Pops? I mean, with that dynamic, I don't know what they're going to call you.
Oh, dude, I had a lot. Old man, Gramps, Sergeant Slaughter, Captain America, whatever. There's a lot of them.
Nate Boyer on the phone with us. Okay, so you're on the Seattle team. You've done something that most people can only thank you for. You served this country, and then you're in the middle of this whole: do we kneel? Do we stand? What do we do for the anthem? Where did you fall on this, and how did you influence your teammates?
Yeah, I mean, when all this stuff started happening, and Colin was originally sitting on the bench, I just wrote an open letter, kind of explaining my experiences in relationship to the flag through what I've seen and done in the world. I mean, I've done some relief work out in Darfur before I even joined the Army. And then as a Green Beret, I mean, our motto is De Oppresso Libera, which means to free the oppressed. So you can imagine what our missions were like and what our job was like. So to come back to such a divided place, it was frustrating. It was just it was a frustrating time, and it still kind of is in our country. And but instead of approaching that situation with anger and hate, I just wanted to listen and try to understand. So I wrote this open letter. Colin reached out, and we ended up sitting down for a couple hours in the team hotel, I guess in 2016 season, before they were going to play the San Diego Chargers in his final preseason game. And through our conversation, Colin decided to take a knee out of respect alongside his teammates instead of sitting on the bench. And that's how that kind of took off, and it's been obviously a hot topic for the year and a half following that day. And it still is. But, I think we've come a long way. I think a lot of good stuff has happened, and I'm happy that the NFL has agreed to pitch in, close to $100 million to some of these causes and organizations. And I think those conversations and the way they're working together and you got the Players Association and Roger Goodell actually having positive conversation. That's big time, So we're moving.
Wow, I love it. Nate Boyer with us right now. So Nate, you had to sit down with Colin Kaepernick as somebody who's just only seen him on the football field, and I'm pro standing for the anthem. What did you take away from Colin as a person?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pro standing too. I wanted Colin to, I want everybody to stand, but I want them to stand because they want to stand. They feel the same kind of pride that I feel. And as a person, he's a sensitive guy, and I think in that moment, at that time, he didn't think it was going to blow up like it did, and he was kind of looking for answers and help, and advice. And I think I appreciate that he was at least seeking that at that time and wanted to figure out a better way to demonstrate. And there's going to be plenty of stuff contested about his methods and all that, and there's things he's done and said that I don't agree with, certainly. But it doesn't mean I can't treat the guy with respect and try to look for positive solutions together.
I love it. Nate Boyer. Okay, so, I mean, does anything scare you? You do active tours, you walk on at Texas, you become a long snapper in the NFL. Now you're starring in movies with all these big names. You're in Den of Thieves. You're in, 12 Strong. Does anything scare you, man?
Yeah, dude, acting. It's freaking scary, bro. There's a camera in your face. There's no bullets flying at you or, large men trying to concuss you. But, no, it's fun, man. I like feeling uncomfortable. I like having a little bit of fear in me. It makes me, makes me feel alive. And so I'm always looking for stuff like that, man. I'm taking a group for the third year in a row, I'm taking a group of wounded vets up to climb Mount Kilimanjaro this year in February to raise money for some clean water wells. And yeah, I love that kind of stuff. And working in film and acting, man, it's like you're vulnerable. You're kind of hanging it out there. And, it's not like this role is in Den of Thieves here is like this crazy, way out of my comfort zone role. But it's definitely still a challenge. It's not just memorizing lines. Like you got to do a lot of work behind it. And, I'd be lying if I said I didn't feel those nerves, when I hear action. But it's fun, man. Obviously it's a great opportunity, and it's a really cool movie. What was really special to me is the director himself is a huge veteran supporter, and he really wanted me to play this specific part because he wanted the authenticity, of someone that would be. I'm a Secret Service agent in the Federal Reserve here at the, kind of protecting the vault that ends up getting robbed, so I'm terrible at my job. But, I think that stuff matters to me, and I think the veteran community that people, see the value in us in those ways, not just as war fighters, but in all these other ways we can come back and continue to serve and continue to, be who we are and do great things. So I was very fortunate for the role and very, very happy to be a part of this film, man. It's fun.
Nate Boyer, the accolades go on and on. We thank you for your service, and I could talk to you for hours about Den of Thieves. We'll just have to go see the movie, and when you've got some free time, we'd love to have you back on the show to kind of pick your brain a little bit more about your upcoming stardom.
All right. I appreciate that. Yeah, my first movie premiere tonight, so I'm excited, man. But yeah, go check the movie out. It's really good. It's kind of like Heat meets The Usual Suspects. That's the way I sort of saw it. It's a great cast, man. It's cool. That's
two of my favorite movies. So right, you just sold me. I'm in, Nate.
Go see it.
All right, brother. Thank you so much for your time.
All right. Talk to you later.